Peace. So everybody's super hyped over here, celebrating in the streets and all that. And I'm glad Trump lost, but I'm a little bit concerned that people are a little too hyped right now. And I think it's in our best interest to be more cautiously optimistic. And yes, you can celebrate that he's gone, but let's not pull the wool over our own eyes and act like this is a victory for true progressive change in any form or fashion. All we've done is taken the clown who wears his makeup, cast him away, um, and now we have undercover clowns, and the circus is still operating in the same way. So the reasons I'm glad Trump is gone is because what he represents and the way that he speaks on things as blatantly as he does absolutely perpetuated division and hatred, and he was just so obvious about his corporate affiliations, and he just really didn't care about even the optics of how things looked when he did terrible things. So he just took it that extra step that other politicians won't. But other than that, it's really not that different than they are. It's just that they're a little bit better at masking it. So whereas Trump would say a bunch of racist things to drum up his support, um, the Democrats will just enact policies that have the same implications for injustice in this country. Biden and Harris are both awful. They have awful records on criminal justice reform, and you can't expect any criminal justice reform from either one of them, especially Harris. Her record as a prosecutor speaks for itself. And then Biden with the crime bill in the 90s, that speaks for itself. They're both awful. And um, Biden is one of the most corporate-friendly politicians that there is. He's been in the pockets of corporations his whole duration for 47 years in office. Being from Delaware specifically with the credit card companies, he's super cozy with them. And you know, please keep your eyes open. Like I said, celebrate, enjoy the fact that Trump is gone, the obvious buffoon is gone. But just know that that means you have to be more on point. The fact that we don't have someone who's just gonna blurt out every corrupt thing he wants to do and every idiotic, you know, stance that he takes. It's cool because representative wise, we're not putting that out, putting that energy out. But under the surface, all that same stuff is still going on, and these are not progressive change agents. These are not people who are. Biden was good friends with Strom Thurmond. He's not some super racially progressive justice seeker. Kamala Harris either. And a lot of times, what they'll do is they'll take somebody from a marginalized group and put them in power, but only if they represent the opposite of the interests of that group. So um, even even if Kamala Harris is not white, she perpetuates all of the um, interests of the white power structure, and that's the game they play. It's all optics. So they will make us feel like some big victory has happened for that group, and in reality, it's it's just a way to kind of placate us. So just keep that in mind. And you know, it's a step up from Trump Pence, no question, but it's a step back from Obama. And it's not. This is not progress. The last 4 years of dealing with the buffoonery of Trump, the only good that could have came out of that was that being so ridiculous that people could no longer ignore the the corruption, the bullshit. They could no longer ignore what the system is and the structure needs to be dismantled and rebuilt. And I'm concerned that we might be losing the opportunity to enact that one benefit that came from 4 years of this asshole. Because if we're really just gonna let our guard down now and be excited because Trump is gone, and we let things go back to what they were prior to Trump, but not making any steps forward, then the whole 4 years of Trump served no purpose for us. What we were supposed to do with that was utilize that as a catalyst to get actual representation, where the people's interests are actually represented, not corporate interests, and not not being continued to be ushered into a police state, which is not going to change under Biden and Harris. I've already spoken on their criminal justice backgrounds and their voting records and their legislation and Kamala as a prosecutor and all of that. And this is not progress. This is not progress. We got rid of the clown with the makeup. Now we got the undercover clowns. It's like getting rid of all cops. If you're doing dirt, get rid of all cops that are in uniform, and you say, cool, now I don't have to worry about getting caught. No, now you got to worry more, because now you can't see them coming a mile away. Trump, one thing about Trump, he was such a fucking egomaniacal idiot that he let us know, for the most part, even though he tried to lie about a lot of things, there really was no getting around what his intentions were and what he was about. He just couldn't mask it. And now it's just, there's people that can mask their intentions better, and that can be dangerous. This is not the time to let our guard down. Please stay on point. Celebrate, enjoy yourself if you feel the need to. And it is better than Trump winning. Just don't overestimate how much better it is. That's all I'm saying. Peace.